Back, set this up. Okay, so here's my invitation for the slow jam. First of all, if no one has said, I love you and you're amazing to you yet today, I love you and I think you're amazing because we're all just people out there doing it the best we can. And what I want to throw at you, use that block, is so I'm like here teaching yoga, right? And you'll run into this. Mel, you may, Laura, if you ever tried to be a yoga teacher, or maybe there's like a life parallel. But like whenever you offer yoga in a new place, like anything, like a gym starts offering yoga, you know, you've got a client who owns X business and they're like, I love you, you know, come start teaching at my place. Doesn't matter what it is. Could be an actual business like corporate stuff, could be a hotel. They want to start offering it. The attendance is never what everybody thinks it's going to be at first, nor is it what people swear they will follow through on. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, it's never like you've got the hotel owner and the teacher, and it could be the best teacher in the fucking world. It's never what they think it's going to be. And it's also, if you ask people coming into the hotel, would you take advantage of yoga? It never even reflects the answer to that question. And the reason is you just, it was just my theory, but everyone has a block on either something about their body or something about sitting still with themselves. Like literally everyone has a pretty hard mental block about one of those two things. And so you really have to soften up the ground a lot. Like you have to like slow drip the idea into people's consciousness. And you'll know this when you step away from the mat for a little while, right? Like it somehow gets harder and harder and like harder to get back on the mat with each successive day. And then you may jump back in because you get really energized for it one day, and then you'll like, and then it was a lot, right? It was kind of like a shock. All of a sudden you're faced with yourself and you're like, oh, I need a break from that. And then you'll take another month off, and then maybe you'll come back. And so the sort of, yeah, the softening of the ground is the best way I can put it. Like, I mean, if this entire life isn't about using the tools at your disposal to build a life circumstance that reflects your inside, outside, if that's not what life is about, I don't know what the fuck life is about. And so I started thinking about that, like, okay, how do we set these incoming guests up for success with this? How do we make this not seem intimidating? How do we get the point across that this is going to meet you where you are? And then I started thinking about, okay, what if we could do that with other goals? So my offering for you today is like, whatever it is that you want, however far away it seems, however like solid and defined it seems, let's assume we can't get there today, but can we soften the ground toward that today? What would those obstacles be that you might run into? Like just sort of, you don't have to answer that question, but like as they come up, like, what is it I actually want from myself that seems just fucking impenetrable? It's like up here on the highest shelf, and no matter how tall I get, somehow the shelf fucking moves up. Okay, fine. Maybe I can't get to that shelf today, but like, how can I soften the ground toward that? And then, you know, just be with what comes up in you, your resistance. Because what I am finding is that everything I am looking for outside, I'm always only ever looking for a state of being inside. And I can create all of these things myself, but I always run into this like resistance, but I shouldn't have to, but I shouldn't need to, you know, something in that vein. So we're going to start on blocks, just in a nice, easy chest opener. And I just invite you to land with something you want and see if you can not get all the way there. But how can we soften the ground toward it? What comes up when we try to do that? That's my offering. So come on, grab your blocks and set them up, one under the back of the heart, one under the back of the head. And when you get yourself set up, soften your eyes and sort of just turn the volume down on the sensory input for the moment. So to do that, you kind of have to acknowledge what is there to begin with. So what does the room feel like? What does this sound like? How's your interoception? What are the internal variables that you're dealing with? Sort of shutting the eye down to the external world and opening it to the internal one. You get a sense of what the information coming in is, and hopefully, we get to hold that constant and then look away from it, but you have to kind of acknowledge it first. And some teachers say name it, but I don't like to name it, because language actually is, I don't know, it is defining, but part of defining something is like limiting it. And I don't know, sometimes language doesn't do it. So just notice how you feel and feeling. Don't translate it into words, Let your cheekbones feel like they're sliding wide. The inner and outer corners of the eyes begin to soften. Pelvic floor is relaxed. The arches of the feet, the palms of the hands are receptive. The belly is soft. Another way to say all of this is just be in real time. Which is funny, because that's not a concept that existed even 10 years ago, I would say. But it has a very clear meaning now. Be in real time with yourself here. And when you start to drift away, just say to yourself, real time, come back. And then ask in feelings, ask in vibration, ask in sensation, ask the back of your skull. What it is you're here to move toward. And how to soften the ground toward that. What is the slow drip of information that might penetrate the resistance? Let's assume, like a yoga class provided by your hotel or provided by your employer, that what you want is out there waiting for you, and it is your resistance to it that is keeping you from it. What might soften that up? What idea might be keeping you from it? And whose idea is that? Was that? Was it yours? Is it even true? Would anyone else who loves you and feeds you agree with that? On a breath in, just reach your arms directly back, bend your elbows and make a little frame for your head. Squeeze your chin down toward your chest. Bring a little presence into the legs. You could flex the feet, you could point the feet, just like squeeze the leg muscles a little bit. And then push your left elbow higher and your left heel lower. Or your left elbow away from your head and your left heel away from your hips. These are subtle. And then go the other way. Slide the right heel away, shrug the right shoulder and elbow up. So you're just kind of inchworming into the side body a little bit. If your head starts to turn, let your head turn. One more. And then come on to center and slide this block under the tailbone. So just lift the head up, move the head block out of the way. And medium, if you can, because we are gonna, well, you could start on low. Meet yourself where you are. Go ahead and start on low. And then when we do the single leg at a time, we'll move up to medium. And remember, you could go the wide way, left to right with the block. You could go north to south the long way. They're both good. They're not even drastically different sometimes, I would say. And you want to kind of feel just this tiny bit of lower belly lifting. So your pelvic bowl actually feels like it's spilling toward you a little bit. If you have any pinching or discomfort in the lower back, just move the block down toward the feet. Keep coming back to real time. That in itself will solve like 70% of our imagined conundra. Just, is it here? Is it now? Okay, then what are you over there doing? This big soft belly. Two more breaths here. Before we move, feel once again, what is it you want more of? What is it you want to move toward? Allow yourself to just dissolve the obstacles. Don't go into deep psychoanalysis. Not that there's not a time for that. Just this isn't that. Because we're not asking in words here. Just what's the feeling that's keeping you? Is it yours? Is it true? Is it helpful? Is it accurate? Is it in real time? Is it of real time? And then bend your knees and put your feet on the floor. And if your block isn't on medium, move it up to medium. While we're here, move the block higher on the body, 1.5 inches, maybe 2 inches, and then just set the hips back down. I saw this incredible piece of video with Felicia Rashad, and she was talking about the way she was raised. And she said, if I have kids, I will not raise them a bit differently than my mother did, which that statement alone just about sent me. She was like, I could raise them. She said, the way I was raised, I could have grown up in any country, any time, any place, and I would have been successful. And her mother said things to her like, the inner world creates the outer world. And imagine what an easier sell on a young child that is than on someone our age. And imagine if you had been told that. And God, I mean, I hope you were. I don't know your life. But imagine if you'd been told that in the same way we had been told, work as hard as you possibly can, or make as much as you possibly can. Like if we had been told the inner world creates the outer world, that slow drip every day. Imagine that, right? Let yourself believe it, because Felicia Rashad said so. And then pull your right knee in toward your chest, and you're going to kick through your left leg. So here's the part where you got to kind of pay attention to where the block is, because you want to use it like a seesaw. So you want to pull the right knee in toward the armpit and put some energy in the left leg as if you're standing on it, but it's hanging and it won't hit the floor. So you're like in what would be standing knee to chest. And you just pull the right knee toward you using that block as a fulcrum. And the left knee will come a little higher. You keep the tone in the leg, but it's still hanging. And your lower belly is drawn in toward your lower back a little bit. And then if you want, you can stay there. Or if you like, extend the right leg, hold the back of it. Don't worry about straightening it. Just hold it by the back of the knee, the calf, whatever, and keep pulling it toward you until you're in some kind of improvised upside down flying split. Roll through your ankles here and listen to the sensual feedback of the sides of the calf, the back of the calf, the front of the shin. And then we're bending the left knee and putting the left foot down, bending the right knee and putting the right foot alongside it. And then pause for a moment, just take a breath in for no reason other than that is what this time is for, to do nothing but breathe. Real time. Where's the tension? Is it relevant in this moment, at this place? Draw your left knee into your chest and then out toward the armpit. Interlace the fingers across the front of it and put some juice in the right leg. Notice the right leg wants to turn out. See what it feels like to try to make it parallel. It's not necessarily better, but it is an interesting kind of exploration in where your defaults are. Especially if this is your standing leg, you know, the one you lean on the most. Like, what does it feel like to try to get those toes to point straight up? Kind of feels like I don't actually even have that muscle. And then option, hold the back of the left thigh. Draw it toward you, lengthen from the back of the knee through the heel. By the way, Ali has been sending all of us love from, I think she's in Rishikesh now. She's in India. Misses you all very much. Roll through your ankles. Crunch the toes, spread the toes. Big expansive belly. Some more breaths. Bend the right knee, put the foot down. Bend the left knee, put the foot down. Take a breath. Every time you breathe and every time you turn toward the breath, you're turning toward that new sort of toolkit, right? Rather than using the one that was created by this external world, you have sort of a diagnostic set of tools within you. You just don't use them very much. So they might be rusty. But every time you turn toward the breath, you're blowing the dust off. Gently lift your hips and slide that block out of the way. Set your hips back down. Depending on how that worked with your pelvis, heels wide, knees in, or heels in, knees wide. One of the two of those is going to feel nice. If you were in more of a forward pelvic tilt, you might like heels in, knees wide. Three breaths here, just hands on the belly. Maybe count a little sum of the 4 in, 5 in, 4 in, 5 out, 4, 4 out, 5 out. And then draw the knees together. Slide the legs long and take it over to banana. Walk your feet to the left. We're not going to go yin long, but we're going to work through a couple yin shapes. Banana over to the left. So feet to the left, right ankle hooks over left ankle. Upper body to the left, left arm grabs right forearm. Chin to chest. Back of the heart toward the front of the heart a little bit. So create that contrast. Chin down, but chest up. Full breath in. Exhale, 3. Feel the back of the body on the floor. Take the full support, full breath in. 2. 1. Uncross your right foot, put it on the right edge of the mat, take it over into deer twist. Both knees fall to the right, roll onto the belly. Twisting into your right side. Supporting the right ribs with a pillow or a block if you need it. 5 breaths here. Stack with the hands, go right to the support of the floor. Do less, do less, do less. Which is not the same as being tired, although it may feel that way if you're not used to it. But offloading baggage feels a lot like being sleepy when you first start. But I find sometimes there's a lightness behind what initially may feel like tired that we're just not used to. This is one of my favorite slow jam series. From here, you're coming onto your belly. So be ginger coming out of a twist. You can bring your left knee on top of your right knee and pause. You can kind of brace into your left foot and just slide your right leg long and you're there. But whatever it is, just come onto your belly. And then mindfully come to your elbows with your right knee out to the side at a 90-90. So we're in a Sphinx elbow, and the right leg is in this is where the dog sleeps position. Head is heavy. Yin Sphinx, 2 more breaths. Little presence in the right foot. Welcome softening in the inner groin, an opening and a softening of the pelvic floor. Let everything relax down there. And now we're going to press back, and Mel, you're going to kill me because you're going to have to turn to the side again. But we're going to press back into that tabletop with the right leg out to the side shape. So palms under the shoulders, press yourself up, and then it's right leg straight, left leg bent. Yep, you got it, Lo. So you're just right there. And then put your elbows down. and feel for the ability to pull the hips back toward the left heel. Little by little, in and out, or one big just drag and open. This is a really nice shape to do in a puppy pose also. I don't know if that's just my body, but ass up, chest down, armpits open feels really good here. Two more breaths. Come on back up to table. Last time, Mel, I promise you're going to come back down, rebend the right knee, straighten the left knee, find your upward dog here. So nice big old lift. Ooh. And then come to your elbows for more of a yang sphinx. So it's the same shape, but give it some juice. Ground into the forearms, pull, charge. You should feel like a sea maiden. God, one of the things I will miss is in the early morning. So we're right on the channel where the big ships come out of the Port of Cartagena, and they just appear slowly, like in a scene from a movie, you know, because all you see is cliff and the birds, because they just coast on this cliff. They don't even flap. It's just like they hang out there. It's incredible. And then you'll just see all of a sudden this thing that is gobsmacking in size. I mean, just gobsmacking, like start to creep out from behind the cliff, you know, and it's got cars or oil or I don't know, Barbies, whatever the and then this morning there was a cruise ship coming in, and like the cruise ship had to stop to wait for the cargo ship to come out, and just how that all gets organized, and how somehow the same body of water that was holding me was holding those fucking floating cities. Is just something that will never ever lose magic for me. Do a little of that banana vibe where it's chest up, chin down here, and feel the tug down the center of the blades and then out underneath, sweeping wide across the mid back. So it like pulls down between the scapula and then goes out to the sides, kind of almost underneath them. And then big finish on this series, the Bernie Clark version of cat pulling its tail. So you're going to ground into your elbows, pull your front ribs up, and flip over onto the outside of your left hip. So just bend your left knee and tuck it in underneath your right knee. You got it. And then put your left elbow on the floor and put your head in your hand like a center fold. And then reach your right arm. Yes, I said it. Then reach your right arm way up, way up, way up, way out on a diagonal, and fall open with your head in your left hand-ish. And if you need a block, take a block. So you could just leave the right arm out there like that, and then wiggle the left shoulder blade toward the left elbow and breathe. And your legs are in a loose stack. So it's basically exactly deer twist, but you're just upside down. You're supine instead of prone. And if you want, take that right arm and find the left foot, which is the one that is more grabbable right now. Take that right arm down, wiggle the left foot up, and see what you get. The woman who brought me here, her father was the captain of one of those big monsters in the Navy. And the other thing is watching the destroyers go out every day. And I was like, are y'all at like war with someone? And they're like, no, that's just how we do. But she was telling me her father's Colombian, and when he was little, he just fell in love with watching the boats come in and out of the ports, and he wrote a short story about this theory of life, that the purpose of life is to design things for dolphins to play around. Like, as if the whole point of being was to design a boat that kicked off the ideal amount of wake for a dolphin to play in. And then he went on to be a ship captain in the Navy. 2 more breaths here. One more breath. Long in. And full out. And then you're going to curl into a ball on your left side very slowly, very patiently, and safely. So let go of the foot if you have it. Bend the top arm, bring it onto the body. Bring the bottom arm underneath you. Bring the bottom knee underneath you. So you're just in a little ball on your left side. Smile, soften, breathe. One more. I know your right side's probably talking to you a little bit. Mine is. And then you're going to come onto your back and pause there. We're going to do bridge to ball a couple times. You might want some pelvic clocks first, like just roll it around a little bit, try to even things out. And then we're going to take that entire series on the other side. Also, you know what else she told me? Is that, I don't know if you saw In the Heights, or maybe you knew this before In the Heights, but the Usnavi thing as a name, that's real. Like, I thought that was just part of the story of In the Heights, was that, you know, people grow up seeing US Navy on the side of boats and they think it's a name, and then that name gets, it's, you know, gets some traction in Latin American countries. I thought that was just part of the plot line of In the Heights, but that's real. There's a whole bunch of people down here named Usnavi, which is kind of wonderful. Hips up, hips down a couple times when you're ready. And then you're going to take banana over to the right. Long legs, long arms. Left ankle crosses over right, right hand grabs left wrist. 5 breaths. Go to the belly. Be in real time. If you check in with your little intention from the beginning of class, check in sensation, check in spidey sense, not in words. Two. Breathe in. Three. Breathe in. 4. Inhale. 5. Bend your left knee, put your left foot on the left edge of the mat, deer twist. Bend your right knee, put your right foot on the right edge of the mat, over you go. Rest your forehead on your hands, breathe wide into your side ribs. And then sliding onto the belly. Gently secure the abdomen a little bit. Left knee goes out to the side. Soggy Sphinx elbows. Feel the full support of the floor. Just allow the weight to drop and then find the lightness. When you realize you don't have to do quite so much holding. Sometimes it's just the body. Like you're actually okay, but the body is toast. Just in yoga, we like that space in a healthy way, the recognition that you're not your body. There's a way in which you can go too far with that, of course, but when you're ready, you're pressing back, palms under shoulders, front ribs in. Press back to the tabletop and then stick the left leg out to the side. And then any amount you like, sit back to child's, drop it to puppy, come to the elbows. One more breath, be in real time with yourself. And then propel with the right shin, nice and strong. Move from the center. Shift all the way back forward. Sorry, Mel. Rebend the left knee one more time. Come through a little up dog. I promise it's a really sexy little like flow if you don't have to keep turning. It's like it's a very natural little sequence. And then come down to your elbows and be a bow maiden or a bow mistress. Whatever the fuck you want. Be a dolphin. I don't honestly think I've ever made a dolphin sound before. I did not know what was going to come out when I just did that. And then when you're ready, you're going to flip onto your right side, curl your right toes, lift your right thigh, push into your elbows and just hop onto the outside of the right hip. Put your head in your right hand. Take your left arm kind of up and around. Just figure out how to make space in the left side first. You just always want to make a little space in the slinky before you bend the slinky. So figure out how to open up your left side ribs a little bit and then fall open. Head in the right hand, pause there, take a breath before moving the right shoulder blade. And then wiggle the right shoulder blade out toward the right elbow a little, and you can hold that. I may need support for my left ankle here. If you're gonna support the left leg, do it at the ankle, not the shin. Well, not the ankle, but the bottom half of the shin. Support the bottom half of the shin so the knee can still fall. And then if you like, wiggle your right foot, the bottom one, up toward your glutes and grab onto your foot with your left hand. This always feels very much like one of those hoe but make it fashion kind of shapes, like that you would see in like an editorial spread in a magazine where you're like, why is she doing that with her body? Like, I guess that's what that feels like. Little pelvic floor is always helpful in twists. Just bring the elevator up maybe one flight. One more breath here. Big belly. Now release the foot, bend the arm, bring the arm across the body, bring the bottom knee under. You're coming onto your back. And pause for a moment. Pause on your side, pause on your back, whatever. Sorry, I didn't give you quite as long on your side this time. So take a nice long pause here. Let the work work. And then draw your knees in toward you and let's take it back and forth. From soft plow to soft boat, go easy, build the range from the center out. Don't go right to the ends and just expect your body to kind of catch up. And you're going to come over to extended child's pose, which is just child's pose with long, active arms across the shins. If you want a couple rounds of cat-cow or some hula hoops, go for it. Let your knees be comfortably wide, not extra wide, but not pinned close either. Open hands, open armpits, breathe into the side ribs. If you want a little assist in waking up, you know to emphasize the inhale. You could take a Viloma inhale. That's the 3 parts. You could take a sipping breath. That's the, you just keep going up. Or you could just hold the inhalation at the top for a sec. And be sure to follow the exhale all the way out and stay empty. Get empty, then stay empty. And then take the gaze forward and slide. Just turn the right shin across the center of the mat a little bit. Just enough for you to be able to sweep your arms up. Squeeze the left butt cheek a little bit. You could do this bend, thumbs to the nape of the neck thing. And then hands to floor, turn the right shin back, slide it right back to that comfortable child. Ground the hands, slide the left knee to the left wrist, turn it across a little bit. Press into both shins, arms come forward and up. Thumbs to the nape of the neck. Ooh. Hands to floor, come back to closed knee child. Roll up, stack your head on your ribs last. Take your left fingertips to the floor and your right arm up and over, side bend. And then come back up with a cactus arm. Turn that forearm forward and down, turn the palm to face backward, push the air around, twist to the right. Come back to center. Right arm down, left arm up and over. Come back up. And you squeeze the blade toward the spine, twist to the left. Come back to center, press down into both shins, arms come out and up. Lift, lift, lift. Long arms, child's pose. Slide forward, baby cobra, nose down, buns up. Child's. Same round one more time, right knee to right wrist. Turn the right shin across the mat, press down, rise up, breathe in. Hands to floor, press back to child's, breathe out. If it's more than one breath per motion, it's fine as long as there's breath. Slide forward, knee to wrist, left shin across, press down, sweep up. Squeeze the right tush. Beautiful, hands to floor, slide back, closed knee child. Heavy head. Lean back, tailbone down, belly and roll up slowly, head stacks last. Left arm down, right arm up and over, side bend to the left. Pour the hips open to the right. Come back up with a cactus arm, turn that cactus forward and down. Push back. Twist right this time. Inhale, chin up, arch the back. Exhale, chin down, look left. Again, chin up, look right, arch the back. Exhale, chin down, look left. Now keep your left hand where it is. Take your right arm across the chest and just take your left hand to your right kind of tricep and pull, chin down. Breathe, you can stay right there. Or if you want, put your right hand on your left shoulder. Take your left arm under your right arm and then eagle. Squeeze down, round the back, heavy head. Inhale, roll up, elbows up, chin up, eyes up, breathe. Exhale, elbows slide in between the knees, round the back, pause, breathe here. Untangle the arms, stretch long, ground into the hands. So Laura, I know this is weird, but channel your inner bow mistress. She's in there, okay? Set the maiden on the coffee table, chest down, ass up, nose down, nose down, elbows in and down. There it is, there it is. Chest low, buns up, chest low, buns up. Use the hands the whole time. Press through, slide through. And then chin in, round back. One more time to make the eagle even. Let's lead with the left leg this time. Inhale, left knee, left wrist. Come on up. Hands to floor, send it back. Right knee, right wrist. Hands to floor, send it back. Close knee, child. Drop your tailbone, round your back. Heavy head, roll up. Heavy. And then this time, wait, is this right? Think so? Left arm down, right arm up and over. I don't know, I guess we'll find out. And twist to the right. Portia, what are you looking at? Come back to center, right arm down, left arm up and over. Pour to the hips, pour, pour, pour. Oh, that's it. We just only went to the first side that last time. All right, I get it. Come back up with that cactus. Turn it in. So with the left arm is pressing behind you. Right hand to the left knee. Inhale, chin up, chest up. Exhale, look right. And kind of down. And then again, inhale. Look left, lift up, arch the back. And exhale. And then neutral spine. Right hand stays put. Left arm comes across. Right hand takes the left elbow, drop the chin. Stay there or put your left hand on your left shoulder. You can stay there. And just put your right hand on your right shoulder. This will work just as well. Or you can eagle. Right arm under. Squeeze down. And then lift up. Breathe in, breathe in, breathe in. And slide elbows in between the knees. Take a full breath. And where are we on time? Let us come to standing. We're going to come to down dog. And then I'm going to ask you to do forward fold up against a wall. So untangle yourself. Come on through whatever flow works for you. Make your way to downward facing dog. Don't forget your toe squat. If you haven't visited the toe joints, the Achilles, the calves. And you can use down dog for a lot of things. I want you to let the backs of the knees open here. So do whatever you got to do with the pelvis to feel like the thigh bones pressing back, the heels dropping down. And it's not like you're not jamming the knees back themselves. That's not it. Try to imagine the bones of the thighs moving to the backs of the sockets, the base of the hip socket, and then peel the toe up to get the heel to drop. So thigh bones back and then toes up. And that'll actually pull a lot of length into the upper body. One more breath in this pose. And then you're gonna come to find a wall. Just crawl your way over and lean into it with a nice 3-foot space between the feet. We're gonna do 90 seconds upside down. Real time. Three breaths, trust the wall, roll the weight toward the balls of the feet. Let gravity have the shoulder blades. And gently 4 on the floor, because you're going to get dizzy. So you don't have to come up at all. Or if you do come up, use the wall. Otherwise, just make your way back onto the mat. We're going to take a little tadpole, which we teach as easier than frog, but I actually think it's better than frog anyway. So from the back, it looks like this, toes together, although together is just a direction, like it's not like a position. They're together-ish, knees wide. And then you move your calves out of the way so that you sit on the insides of your feet. So your feet are curling around your butt. And then you open up the knees. And then you come forward. It does rely on the rotation of the knee, which you had at one point back when you were susceptible to such ideas like the inside world creates the outside world. You may not have as much rotation now. So if it's uncomfortable, just take regular frog. And then you can just little by little waddle the knees wider. Got about 30 more seconds here. Long breath. And walk it up. I'm leaving here Saturday. I will miss the roosters going off at noon. Oh, come onto your back, squeeze your knees into your chest. You're gonna take your legs up in the air in any shape that feels nice. Not too long. I want this to be an awake Shavasana. Soften the knees and find Shavasana. Support yourself in any way you would like. No action, no resistance. Contain nothing, resist nothing, create nothing. If you would like to, I'm going to offer 3 rounds of Brahmari breath, which can be done on your back, or it can be done in a seat. So if you would like to stay here longer, please stay here longer. If you would like to come up to easy seat, take your time. Add no unnecessary efforting. So it's just humming the exhale. That's all it is. Gonna make a soft hum sound as you breathe out. It's gonna sound like an M. If you want to go for it, you bring your lower teeth level with your bottom teeth, or your bottom teeth level with your top teeth, and touch them lightly. But I've read versions of it where they don't even include that detail. So pull on your knees a little bit to help you line your spine up, and I do mean just a little bit, and then slowly breathe in. Yeah, reach your arms up when you're ready. And give yourself a squeeze for me, my maidens, my mistresses bow. I love you. It's your turn. Namaste. Oh, well, that was just heavenly. Ah.
Thank you, Marina.